If you think pumping iron in the gym is the equivalent to good health, then I'm about to drop a truth bomb on you, and it might change your perspective on health forever. And we are back. On this channel, we talk all things health and wealth. Today, we are talking health. Let me ask you a question. Do you think I felt great in this picture? If you said yes, you're completely wrong. I followed all the traditional advice about health, fitness, and wellness. I ate a gram of protein for body weight. I lifted heavy weights, did supersets and drop sets till my joints snapped. I took BCAAs, creatine, protein powder, and casein at night. And all it did is it left me with a serious chronic back pain, and it made it hard to even stand for long periods of time, even though I was very young. It gave me gut issues. It left me with a bloated gut. It gave me mental struggles like anxiety, depression. I actually was put on prescription, and I was feeling like terrible, moody every time that I woke up in the morning. Now, sure, I looked good, but what's the point? And the worst part, you might think I was able to do like crazy things because of the way I looked, backflips, run 100 miles, climb mountains, but I really wasn't athletic at that point. I'd actually lost some of my athleticism. So for a few years, I went to several doctors, specialists, chiropractors, osteopaths, massage therapy. Like if you name it, I probably tried it. And here's what I really learned by putting the puzzle pieces together by myself from all of these different, kind of like three blind mice that skyrocketed my energy, resolved my back pain, and improved my mental and physical performance, which was the most important to me. You see, health, fitness, and wellness can be divided, or I divided into three categories. First, let's look at performance, which is like mental sharpness and great physical performance. Then vitality, high energy, longevity, living a disease-free life. And obviously the one we talk about the most and you see on Instagram and all over the newspapers and magazines is aesthetics, your ideal physique for your preferred activities, and really ultimately being happy with what you see in the mirror. We're going to come back to that. I had the looks, but I was heavily lacking in my vitality, in my performance, and in other aspects. In fact, it's very rare to find people who have all three of them because it's such a complicated process. It's an internal, external process. Usually you'll see, for example, like pro athletes and CEO who are really high performance, but they lack vitality, good body image when they look in the mirror, or they are burning the candle at both ends and they feel terrible. Then there's also the ones who have great vitality, but are weak performance and they look scrawny. And quite honestly, most people don't want to look like them. So if I were to give you one thing, just one thing that would help you improve in all three categories that most of the health community rarely even talks about, I'm talking about giving the system time and the resources to recharge, repair, and replenish inside and out. But before I reveal to you how to reset your entire system, first we have to understand that this is the amount of sugar in our bloodstream at any given time, and our bodies will fight to keep it there. But every time we eat, all of this food turns to sugar, and each food has a different effect on our blood sugar levels. Naked carbs have a very large effect, where proteins have a small effect. So a cup of white rice turns into this much sugar. But if this is all we have in our bloodstream, where does the excess sugar go? So this is our liver, this is our muscle, and this is our body fat. When we eat, our blood sugar level spikes and the body releases insulin. That insulin allows us to store the excess sugar in our liver, in our muscles, and the rest in our body fat. Once that blood sugar drops, insulin also starts to drop and allows us to access the stored energy in our liver, in our muscles, and in our body fat. The problem is we're snacking all day, and usually with overrated snacks. So our blood sugar level stays high, our insulin level stays high, and we continue to store sugar in our liver, in our muscles, and in our body fat. So over time, our normal insulin levels goes from here to here until it finally maxes out and stops working. Look at all the symptoms associated with high insulin levels. In adults, hunger, weight gain, mood changes, anxiety, fatigue. In children, hunger, sweating, shaking, behavior issues. Then we start to develop high blood pressure, and that's our body screaming for help. But remember, the body whispers before it screams, and these were all the signs that we missed. The crazy part is our medical system never checks for high insulin levels. It only checks for cholesterol and blood sugar levels, even though this could be easily resolved with a fasting insulin test. The calories in versus calories out model has us brainwashed to only focus on how much we eat, when in truth, the problem is twofold. One, eating the wrong foods, too much carbs, not enough proteins and fat, and eating too often and never allowing our insulin levels to drop down so we can tap back into our stored energy. So the two critical steps: step number one, eating the right foods, more protein, more fat, and less carbohydrates, especially naked carbs with no fiber. Step two is eating less often. There's no such thing as a good, healthy snack. Here's a bonus for you. If we include resistance training, then optimize our lifestyle around walking, stress, sleep, hydration, sun, grounding, now we're really cooking with fish grease. Lyle Deliver says, make sure you grab my cheat sheet, subscribe to my channel, and DM me on Instagram to get you started.